Over the vast expanse of the Great Plains of Africa, there roam the last wild groups of some of the world's noblest animals. How long will they survive? Year by year, the pressure of encroaching civilization, the destruction of natural habitat, and the ravages of poachers are taking their grim toll. Is there anything that can be done to help preserve this great heritage? Colonel Daly of African Lion Safari has some definite ideas on the subject.
Our concept, and the concept of safari parks of this kind, is to cage the people in their cars, which they seem to like, where the animals are relatively free and often mixed the way they are in Africa or other parts of the world. One of the most important things dealing with exotic animals, of course, is food preparation. And in some animals, there's bone meal in vitamins. And as I said, the nutritionist probably has made more contribution to the successful breeding of endangered and rare species than almost anyone else in the last 10 years. And we have to have very observant wardens that know all our animals. Each of our warden has a journal, and he reports on each animal every day. We have a veterinarian who comes in regularly. He's very close, and he sees that the young animals get their shots to help them through life. We have got a variety of transportation. You not only can go in your car, but you can go in your chartered school bus or other chartered buses, and we've designed a propane-fueled, air-conditioned safari tram unit that is a conservationally sound. It doesn't pollute, and it's air-conditioned by propane as well. With the advent of safari parks, wildlife parks, zoos, and aquariums, I think we've all almost likely to be the last resort of these important gene pools of the exotic animal in various parts of the world. And it may be that 20, 30, 50 years from now that most of these animals will be seen in parks such as ours.
Here is the entrance to an educational experience. African Lion Safari off Highway 6 or Highway 8 between Hamilton and Cambridge. Those who enter these gates find a different world where over 1,000 exotic animals roam at will in the wildlife park. Many Canadian and American schools are taking advantage of this unique opportunity to let students observe firsthand some of the world's most impressive animals. Special arrangements are made to ensure that this is a rich learning experience. Park personnel often give talks. If young appetites simply cannot survive another hour without sustenance, a cafeteria and tables are available. Large groups from clubs, companies, or family reunions often visit African Lion Safari in charter buses. The enormous popularity of African Lion Safari has resulted in the establishing of a well-equipped campground as part of the facilities. Imagine the pleasure of a warm summer evening with the exotic sounds of animals from half a world away. The campground has become so much appreciated that many campers are arranging to stay several days or even weeks. And of course, many private families visit the wildlife park. The Adam family are typical of these. Bill and Lennie and the boys, Kris and Damon, are out for a good time and a learning experience. Private vehicles are permitted in the park, but with current energy problems, more and more conservation-minded visitors are using the air-conditioned trams for their educational guided tour. Remember not to feed the animals during your trip. These exotic animals eat only specially prepared food. African Lion Safari has the largest private collection of cheetah in Canada. The cheetah is the fastest mammal on Earth. A charging cheetah may reach speeds of 100 kilometers an hour. It weighs about 50 kilograms. Its base color is sandy yellow with numerous black spots. Cheetah hunt by day or in the light of the full moon. They stalk their prey until close enough and then run it down with a tremendous burst of speed. Contrary to popular opinion, the hyena is not simply a scavenger. It is also a predator, capable of bringing down a full-grown zebra. Its jaws are extremely powerful, strong enough to crush the bones of an elephant. The African lion, the king of beasts, one of the world's best-known and most respected animals. Lions occur in the wild only in Africa, south of the Sahara Desert, and in northwestern India. Lions belong to the cat family. Like all cats, they are predatory animals with sharp incisors for biting and long canine teeth for seizing and holding prey. This female is sharpening her claws. Lions are powerfully built, with long bodies and short, muscular legs. They feed on antelopes, wild hogs, zebras, and other animals. They usually hunt at night and seek the cool shade in the heat of the African day. Lions are sociable animals and live together in groups of a dozen or more, consisting of several females with partly grown cubs and a dominant male. The tiger is the largest member of the cat family. They may weigh up to 300 kilograms, 660 pounds. They are closely related to the lion, but tend to be solitary by nature, except when breeding or when a female is raising cubs. The base color of the tiger is rufous fawn, and the stripes are black. Both the color and the stripes are adaptations that permit the animal to blend into the grassy habitat where it lives and hunts. Tigers are predators and live on deer, wild hogs, peafowl, and other animals which they hunt at night. They occur in the wild only in Asia. To date, African lion safari has had 6 male and 2 female cubs born. Unlike the lions, tigers enjoy water, and on hot summer days they like to bathe in streams and ponds. These rare white rhinos came from the South African veldt. They can grow to a height of almost 2 meters, over 6 feet, and may weigh as much as 3 metric tons. All rhinos are short-sighted, but have keen senses of hearing and smell. Their flat mouth parts are ideally suited to cropping grasses. Heavy hunting and poaching and reduction of habitat have made the rhino one of the world's endangered animals. The vultures are the scavengers of the African plains. After the big cats leave their prey, the vultures take over. The giraffe is one of the most striking animals in existence. The ones at African lion safari are the rare Rothschild species. Giraffe are the tallest of all mammals, reaching a height of 5.4 meters, about 18 feet. Both sexes have small, skin-covered horns. The long neck and legs have evolved to permit the animals to browse on the leaves of trees well above the reach of other animals. This method of feeding is also helped by the tongue, which is 45 centimeters long. Giraffe inhabit open country, and they can gallop at over 50 kilometers an hour. The ostrich is the largest living bird. A full-grown male may weigh up to 150 kilograms. It is flightless, but can run at 70 kilometers an hour. The light-colored plumage of this bird shows that it's a female. The male plumage is black and white. The eland, the world's largest antelope, is from Africa. The yak is the wild ox of Tibet. They grow to a height of 2 meters, over 6 feet at the shoulder, and weigh about half a ton. The long hair allows the yak to survive in temperatures as low as minus 40 degrees Celsius. When food is scarce, they can exist on mosses and lichens and eat snow for water. These are the world's largest land mammals. The heaviest elephant on record weighed 12 tons, and a newborn calf weighs 100 kilograms. Some baby. They are strictly vegetarian, and in the wild they live mostly on leaves, bark, and the roots of trees which they uproot with their tusks and strong trunks. The elephant's trunk is amazingly versatile. It is capable of uprooting a fairly large tree, but is also sensitive enough to retrieve a dropped handkerchief or accept a lump of sugar from a handler. Despite their great weight, elephants can achieve speeds of up to 40 kilometers an hour. They are invulnerable to attack by other animals and are preyed upon only by man. They mature in about 15 to 20 years and may live anywhere from 50 to 70 years. Asian elephants have much smaller ears than these African ones. The zebra is the wild horse of Africa. You scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. Baboons are highly intelligent, strong, and mischievous. They are social animals and live together in mixed troops of up to 100, usually controlled by a dominant male. An adult male baboon may weigh 40 kilograms and can live about 20 years. They are primarily vegetarian, but they sometimes eat birds' eggs, insects, and larger animals. They occur in the wild in the drier parts of Africa south of the Sahara and in Arabia. They are really a ground monkey. Bears are largely vegetarian, but they eat other foods as well. Because bears are familiar to us and appear friendly, many people forget that they are wild animals and extremely powerful. Car windows always should be tightly closed when a bear approaches. It is dangerous to feed bears. Remember, except in a few specially designated areas where suitable food is provided, safari animals should not be offered food. Bears are all excellent swimmers, and they enjoy a dip when the weather is hot. The fallow deer is one of the most beautiful members of the deer family. It exists in the wild in parts of Europe, but it adapts well to the park environment and has been successfully introduced into Australia, Tasmania, New Zealand, and North and South America. Only the male of the fallow deer bears antlers. In winter, the spots on the coat practically disappear. Before the white man came to America, the bison, or buffalo, numbered in the tens of millions. Due to excessive hunting and reduction of habitat, it was almost extinct by 1900. But conservation efforts have been successful, and the survival of the bison seems assured. The wapiti, commonly known as the elk, is the second largest member of the deer family, the largest being the true elk, the moose. The wapiti may weigh up to half a ton. There are many fine picnic spots in African lion safari. This one, situated beside Recreation Lake, is especially interesting because the geese and ducks are always on hand. This is one of the very few areas of the park where feeding is permitted. Canada geese, snow geese, pilgrim and Chinese geese, and several species of ducks and swans will be seen. All children love to be close to animals, but please don't allow them to chase these birds. During the breeding season, this can lead to nest desertion. After the picnic, Lennie Adam decides to visit the native bazaar while Bill and the boys go to the recreation rides. A wide variety of African handicrafts are found in the native bazaar. Many of these beautiful works of art are available at surprisingly low prices. What child doesn't enjoy the thrill of recreation park rides? And many adults enjoy them as well. At African Lion Safari, many of the rides are specially suitable for young children. But some are quite exciting. Now the Adam family will visit the water safari. This pleasant educational voyage around Water Safari Lake affords an opportunity to see several more exotic species. These Bactrian camels are important beasts of burden. They are found in the Gobi Desert in Asia, China, and parts of Turkestan. Camels actually had their origin in North America about 400 million years ago. Camels store fat in their humps, which is converted into water by oxidation when needed. This permits them to go several days without water, an important asset in their desert habitat. Vultures will be seen on the water safari. The 7 gray seals in Water Safari Lake come from the Gulf of St. Lawrence. They are highly intelligent, and they feed mostly on fish and crustaceans. An adult male may reach a length of about 3 meters and weigh 250 kilograms. They may live as long as 40 years. The marabou storks come from Africa, as do the beautiful crowned cranes. After the water safari, a trip on the Nature Boy Railway makes an interesting change of pace. The narrow gauge track encircles a small lake, and exotic and wild local birds will be seen. The emu is the second largest bird in the world, second only to the ostrich. It is native to Australia. Like the ostrich, the emu is flightless, and it is definitely on the endangered species list. Its survival is a tribute to conservation efforts. Most city children are being deprived of all contact with animals other than household pets. Here, your children will have a chance actually to stroke some of the gentle animals. Here also special foods are provided, and feeding of these by the public is permitted in this area. Damon has never been this close to a llama before, and he is enjoying every minute of it. The llama is a member of the camel family. This lion cub is a safari baby. Soon he will be too big to play with and will join the other lions in the pride. The tiger cub has a big voice for a little fellow. A special feature at African Lion Safari is the Birds of Prey Conservation Center. In this attraction, rare falcons, hawks, eagles, and owls from around the world are exhibited and bred. Not especially rare, but a magnificent member of the hawk family is the goshawk. The martial eagle of Africa hunts in open areas. The Bonelli's eagle is one of the fiercest birds of prey. This baby great horned owl is puffing himself up to look bigger. It's just a bluff. The bald eagle doesn't need to bluff. She has no trouble defending herself.
The Bird of Prey Conservation Centre was formed by Colonel Daly and myself, and its conception is really that we want to breed this type of bird. It's a falcon, it's a tearsel, that is the male bird, and it's called a peregrine. Now these birds have been bred in captivity by governments and universities, but this is the first time they have been bred while on view to the general public. We've already bred a peregrine falcon chick this year. It was hatched by its parents. We had 2 chicks and one didn't survive, so we took the other bird and we reared it by hand for 10 days before putting it back with its parents. People were quite amazed that these birds really eat so much.
Many of these rare birds are flown daily. A flying exhibition is a treat to watch. The graceful aerobatics of these magnificent flyers is really something to admire. The lure that John is using is the wing of a fowl to which a piece of meat has been attached. In its spectacular dives to strike the lure, the flying falcon often appears to be heading right into the crowd. And then, at the very last moment, it zooms up and away, leaving the spectators gasping. Finally, the falcon catches the lure. And enjoys the reward. John Slater's wife, Wendy, is an accomplished falconer in her own right. At most performances, a volunteer is selected to fly Newfie, the African fish eagle. Today, Kris is the lucky boy. Newfie is a very gentle and friendly bird, and strangely enough, although he's a fish eagle, he's not too fond of fish. A highlight of every show is when John Slater flies Timmy, the bald eagle. This magnificent North American bird was on the verge of extinction due to the effect of pesticides, which resulted in thin-shelled eggs. Fortunately, due to conservation efforts, it is now recovering, and its future should be secure.
My own philosophy for the conception of this birds of prey centre is to breed rare types of birds of prey in captivity and for the release of their young to the wild, and a place like this in Canada will be a safeguard for all rare types of birds of prey which are under threat.
Because of the keen interest of visitors in cold weather activities, African Lion Safari is open in winter. Cross-country ski trails afford invigorating exercise in a unique environment. The seals are cold weather animals and really enjoy the winter. Where else in the world would the yak and the rhino have a spat? The baboons are enough like people that we aren't surprised to see them playing in the snow. But what have we here? What's a nice kitty like you doing outside in weather like this? Few people know that many of the exotic animals actually thrive in winter weather. The great cats of Africa and Asia are prime examples. They simply grow nice, thick winter coats and romp in the snow to the delight of visitors. African Lion Safari, a unique learning experience, a fine place for an outing, a day to remember.